Welcome back to our channel. Do you want to build a clean, scalable, and efficient Node.js application like a pro? Okay, so guys, in this video, I'll share the best practice that top developers follow to write clean, scalable, and maintainable Node.js application. Make sure to watch till the end. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content. Okay, so guys, the clean scalable code is very important if you're developing any project. Okay, for example, if you want your Node.js application, it should work like pro, it should be fast. Okay, and one more thing is, if you, for example, suppose if you develop your application and after 6 months or after 7 months, if you visit that and if you see that code, then you should understand what you're done and all. Okay, so for that only guys, how to write clean scalable code, that we will see today. And if you're beginners, then it will be very useful you guys, because you will understand the things how to write the code. Okay, what will happen is when you're new, now that time we will write how it will come in flow, we will go. Okay, but if we get any ideas how we can write, then it will be easy. That will make our project very clean and scalable. Okay, you can see guys, first what we'll see, what is the problem. So code problem will be Node.js project turning into tangled spaghetti code. Okay, so if you're facing problem in Node.js, developing a code, managing the code, that is the problem we'll consider. Okay, then how to give the pro solution for that. Okay, so learn practice used by the top developers code. Okay, then what will be the promise here? So you will learn clean, scalable, and maintainable code habits, build efficient Node.js apps like a pro. Okay, so that we will see guys today. So guys, the first stage to write clean code is having a well structured project. Okay, imagine walking into a messy room. It's hard to find anything, right? If you think, if your room is messy, then if you go to find anything, then it will be very hard to find, right? So your code base is no different. So same, the code is also same guys. You can imagine there also. Okay, so to write so the best practice is what, use a modular folder structure. For example, like controller, roots, models, like that you can use guys. Okay, so you can see here is controller, root, model, like this structure, like organized structure we need to use, or modular structure you can see. And just try to separate the business logic from roots using MVC model, that is model view controller. So in model view controller, you can separate the business logic guys, like controller, like whatever the logic is there, whatever the backend is there, that you can write in controller. Then whatever the models, database designing, you will do in models. And roots, the root you will give the in roots, or in roots folder. So it will be organize the code guys if you use MVC model. So you can see guys, everyone is now using MVC model only, because it is very easy. If you go for Laravel also, it is very easy guys. Okay, so try to use MVC model only. Okay, and the keep configuration setting in a .env file for security purpose. So .env file is very important guys. For example, if you have any API keys, if you're using a third party APIs and all, then that time you need to save that files in .env. So what will happen, it will be secure. You can see it will be locked, nobody can see that, and it will be secure. So try to use this. So you got the structure, right? So first there should be controller, then root, sorry, not controller means controllers means whatever the logic we are writing in controller. Okay, so that is the controller, that is different folder. Then roots is different folder, and models in different folder. So roots, in that we will define our all the roots. In models, there we are defining the databases. Okay, for example, if we are using 10 databases, then that all things you can create in that subfolders guys in models. Okay, then the .env file we need to create for security purpose. For example, to add any secured data like APIs and all, third parties APIs or APIs that you can add there. Okay, so guys, instead of keeping everything inside the server.js file, split roots into separate files. As I told you this guys, that is controller, roots, and models. Okay, so this is a better approach guys to use to write any code. Okay, so follow this step if you're developing any project. Okay, so because of this, what will happen guys, this makes your project more readable and scalable. Okay, so I'm telling this, so just follow this structure. Okay, next is what guys, follow asynchronous method for best practices. For example, if you're writing a code, then asynchronous is very important guys. Node.js is built for asynchronous execution, I can say. So try to use asynchronous method only, because handling async code poorly can lead to callback hell and performance issue. Okay, so suppose if you're using async await method, then handle it properly, don't handle it poorly. If you're handling that in poorly way, then that will be the mess up guys, and the code will become, it will create a lot of issues and all. Okay, so try to use whatever the best practice is there, that only you use. Okay, so always use async and await guys instead of callbacks. Okay, and use try catch method. See here, here you can see guys, I have used already try and catch method. So try to use this try catch method. You can see async await I have used here. Try to use this, okay, and use the promises dot all for multiple asynchronous operation. For example, if you are developing any multiple operations which are asynchronous, that time you can use promises dot all, okay. So you can see here, this is the bad code. You can see bad code callbacks, how it will be like hell, guys, okay. So you will not see, here it is error data is there, but if error, it will give this, else it will do this. So this is the bad code, I can say. The writing code, the way of writing code is here bad, guys. And if you jump here, that is good code is async await. You can see here there is a read file, okay, variable, then async where I'm using here await is there, then here is my file, okay, here is my database we are saving. Then if any error are there, because of this try catch method, we will easily understand the error, okay. So it will save over a lot of time, guys. Then here we're calling our read files, okay. So this is the best practice, or the best code I can say. If you're writing any Node.js project, just use this method, okay. So what will happen, guys, this keeps your code clean, readable, we can read easily, it is clean, you can see, guys, and avoid the nested callbacks because of this, guys, okay. And I hope you got this, what is the bad code and what is the good code, okay. Next, what is, guys, asynchronous best practices. So as I told you, a bad is that is callback hell, guys. Nested callbacks create unreadable code, error handling becomes complex, difficult to maintain. So if you use callback, then this will be the problem, guys. And if you use async await, you can see clean readable syntax is there, proper error handling with try and catch, as I told you. Use promises.all for parallel operations. Next, implement proper error handling. So to handle any error, guys, no one like unaccepted crashes. Here, guys, how you can handle errors gracefully in Node.js. Okay, so first is by using the try and catch method. So try catch blocks for async functions. We can use this. I think mouse is visible. Okay, see this we can use. Then even, guys, we can define the global error handling also. So use express middleware to catch up. Okay, we can use the, guys, global handling error. Then even we can use return meaningful error messages to user. So while returning the message, we need to provide any meaningful message for error, so the user, he will get easily what is that, okay, he will easily understand. Okay, so for that we can use. And suppose if you're using any global error handling in your express.js file, then the code will be like this, guys, that you can see, guys, here it is error request response next, okay. So this will provide the global handling, and you can see, guys, here I'm giving one meaningful message, that is something went wrong. So the user will understand, something is wrong in code, so I have to check the code, like that it will happen. Okay, so like this we need to give. So because of this, what will happen, guys, this will prevent your app from crashing and gives users a better experience, okay. So try to use this method, that is try catch global handling, meaning returning a meaningful messages, okay. So try to use that, guys. Next, we'll see, guys, how we can make our application secure, because if you're developing any project, then that application should be secure, okay. So if any client came out, that he will ask first whether it is secured or not. So security is very important. So to make it secure, what we need to do, guys? So what we need to do? So the guys, we need to always validate user input to prevent exponential injections and excesses attack. Okay, so we need to validate the input, guys. Next, what we need to do, guys, just use the helmet.js, which sets the secure HTTP headers. Okay, so that this we can use. Even we can store the APIs and API keys and sensitive data in .env file, as well as we can avoid the using eval, guys, and sanitize the user input. Okay, so this we can do. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. So if you want to make your application secure, then just use follow the steps, guys. Okay, next. Next, we'll see, guys, the optimizing the performance and scalability. Suppose if you want to increase the performance of your code, then what you need to do, that you will see, guys. First one is use catching, which is nothing but implement the Redis or Memcached. Okay, so Redis and Memcached is nothing but word, guys. You can see here what's the uses of this. Here it is. You can see catches frequently use data in RAM, so the data will be stored. What will happen, guys, here when we fetch the data from database, that time that data will be stored in one RAM. So every time what we will do is, if any users call that data, then it will not take that data from database, it will fetch that data directly from that RAM, because in RAM it is stored, so it will not go every time in database. Okay, so because of this, what will happen, because of this, it will save our time, and the application, our application, it will become fast. So using this, that is Redis and Memcached, is useful, I can say, guys. Okay, so you can see it will speed up the responses, reduces the database queries, as I told you. Okay, so it will even it will reduce the database load and improve the performance also. So example I'll see, guys, one example I'll tell you. Imagine you have a website, okay, that shows a user's profile, Instead of querying the database every time a user visits, you can store the profile data in Redis or Memcached and quickly retrieve it from memory. Okay, so that only I'm telling is when we store that in Redis or Memcached, we can retrieve that data and we can show every time. So it will speed up our application. Okay, so this we can use. The next is always compresses responses. So apply gzip or broadly. So what it will do, guys, it will compresses the file before sending. Okay, so they are like a compression algorithm, guys, which will reduce the size of file. For example, if it is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so before sending them to the user's browser, so whatever the user is there, before sending them, what it will do, it will reduce the size, it will compress that file, okay, and it will send to the user. So because of that, what will happen, this makes pages load faster. So when the user load the page, it will work fastly. Okay, for example, if any user is using your application, so that time what will happen, user that application, whatever your application is then, that will load immediately, it will not take time. Sometimes you can see as some websites are there which will not load fastly, it will take some time to load, right? So that will, it will reduce because of the compression of files. So you can see as reduces the file size, make website loader faster. Okay, so for that we need to use this, pronounce this, guys, that is gzip. I do gzip, but sorry if I pronounce anything wrong. Okay, so and broadly. Then next is, guys, here also, if you want, I'll tell one example, guys, where we can use them. So see, when a website sends large files over the internet, it slows down loading speed. Okay, so compression them using gzip or broadly makes them smaller, improving the performance and reducing the bandwidth usage. Okay, so because of that, what will happen, it will become the faster. Then next is what, guys, next is implement the pagination. Breaks the large data set into pages. So pagination, what will happen is, see, if there are thousands of data and if you fetch that data one time, now what will happen, it will take a lot of time, guys, to load and to fetch the data from database. So if we make the pagination now, so small data we will get, guys. For example, if a website has 1,000 products, okay, loading all at once crashes the server, it can crash, right? Instead of that, pagination loads 10 or 20 at a time, making it efficient, right? So try to use the pagination. So we can save here, guys, crashing the server, and it will reduce the loading time also. Okay, fine. Then next is what? Next is .env file, as I told you, which stores the configuration securely. Keep sensitive data safe and easy to manage. I told you guys already. If you want to keep any API keys, password security, that you can use it. You can add that in .env file. Okay. So this you implement, guys, in your application. So which will make your code easy also, and your application will work like a pro. Okay. So the conclusion and next step, you can see is project structure we have learned, and is organize your code properly. So we have here organized the code properly, guys. Okay. Then, guys, as I told you, we need to use async and await pattern. If you're doing any coding, if you're creating any application, sorry, APIs and all, you can use async await pattern, guys. Okay. Then error handling, implement the robust error management. As I told you, guys, async await we need to use to handle the errors. So we can do that, guys. Okay. Then even secure your application from attacks. So we can, I told you to secure application, what we need to do, the .env file we need to use. Then, guys, optimize the performance with caching and pagination. Okay, so this we can do. Okay, so I hope, guys, you got right all the points whatever I told to write Node.js code scalable and easy and understandable. Okay, so I hope you got all the things. Okay, so guys, let me know which tip did you find most useful. So let me know that in comment box. Okay, and if you enjoyed this video, then guys, don't forget to hit like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more tech content. Okay, and guys, see you in the next video. And guys, if you have any question, you can comment, guys, in comment box. If you have any confusion, you can comment. Okay, and if you're liking my videos, then guys, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, guys. Keep supporting us.